Well, hello. How's it going? Andy here, Biohazard Declassified as always. Welcome in to Resident Evil 4. Oh my god, it's 20 years. 20 years have passed since that horrendous incident back in the day. Back in 2005, Resident Evil 4 absolutely swept the world when it released on the GameCube. Initially as an exclusive, if you can believe it. Looking back, that's a totally weird setup that they had with Nintendo at that point in time. But eventually it did end up coming to other platforms, made most of its success actually on the PlayStation 2, and now you can pretty much find it everywhere. Resident Evil 4 truly is one of the most unbelievable games ever made, and I would argue, I mean, there's still a discussion to be had whether the remake does trump the original, or in fact if the original is standing the test of time. I'm still a little bit in a dilemma about that, because I'm not actually sure that I believe that the remake is... I mean, the remake's, by the way, a fantastic game. But I just think that Resident Evil for the original, it has this value to it, which means that I always go back to it. I always feel the need to go back to it and enjoy it, and I'm not sure why that is. It just has... You could just say it's nostalgia. You could say it has a level of replay value, which I don't know. I had the same feeling when I played Village, had the same feeling when I played Resident Evil 7. I just don't have a great need to go back and play these Resident Evil games. It's kind of like a one and done. I think I've only finished Resident Evil 1, which is absolutely... Resident Evil 4. I've only finished it once, which is absolutely crazy, by the way. Like, these games should really be designed for replayability. I'm not saying it doesn't. I just... You know, sometimes, like for example, the original Resident Evil 2, I always love going back and playing the classic Resident Evil 2. There's just something about it which it makes me want to go back and enjoy it. And for some reason, the modern Resident Evils just don't have that quality. Maybe in time, my opinion will change on that. But for the moment, it's not like that. This game truly is it was a spectacular game at the time. And set the precedent for games to come. Not necessarily just Resident Evil games, but third-person shooters as we know it. Resident Evil. I'm not saying it was the first, but it certainly was one to set the stage for third-person shooters. So all of these games you enjoy now, which have that third-person over-the-shoulder camera, you have Resident Evil 4 to thank for that. Because if it didn't make it popular, I'm not sure where we would be. And that's a fantastic point as well, is that Resident Evil was at a weird crossroads in 2005 where they Resident Evil 4 just set Resident Evil, for good or for bad, and we'll discuss that as we're playing. It set it on a trajectory that was completely different from the games that preceded it. If you think the last massive release, I know there was Dead Aim before this, but the last massive release was Resident Evil Code Veronica, and that was very much fixed camera angles. Massive releases in, not spin-off games, so not the Outbreak series, not Resident Evil Dead Aim, but like, it's called like numbered Resident Evil releases, even though, you know, there is an argument, is Code Veronica a numbered release? I would say unofficially yes. But yeah, it set it on a completely different trajectory. Resident Evil 5 followed it up, but it added a co-op mode. And yeah, Resident Evil had a bit of a weird couple of years in between then and the release of Resident Evil 7. And we've got Resident Evil 4 to thank for that. It's truly a spectacular game, and for better or for worse, set Resident Evil on an unbelievable trajectory, which is, and again, I'm really enjoying the fact that I have the opportunity as part of the Resident Evil Retrospective series that we're doing to go back and play all these games in a row. There's been a couple of games where I've been like, oh man, have I really got to play this? Like Gaiden, for example, Resident Evil Gaiden. I'm like, man, I've really got to play this as part of the Retrospective, haven't I? But now we're into the good stuff now. We're into the really, really good stuff. And what better way to kick it off than Resident Evil 4? I suppose initially, let's talk about our memories, and we'll get everybody involved in the chat here. And again, thank you for tuning in, whoever is in the stream chat. We're on 3 different platforms right now: YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. Appreciate everybody dropping by and checking us out. Let us know your memories of Resident Evil 4. What do you remember? If you played it back in the day, or even if you're a new fan, let us know. That's what I want to know from you today. I'd like to share my story. I think I have quite an interesting story, because I would have been 2005. I would have been 10 years old when this game came out. Well, I probably would have been 9, because I think it would have come out in like January time. But I remember it like it was yesterday. I had a GameCube. And remember, at that point in time, Resident Evil 4 was exclusive to GameCube. Oh, one moment. Resident Evil 4 was exclusive to GameCube at that point in time. We went to Toys R Us, and it was really strange, actually, because you had a buy one, get one free, which I don't remember them doing that for new releases. They definitely don't do that for new releases now, but back in the day, it was Toys R Us. They I will touch base with everyone in the chat in just a moment. Again, appreciate everybody dropping by, checking out the stream. But yeah, I remember it like it's clear as day. We went to Toys R Us. Obviously, I had to take my parents because I was underage, and it actually come packaged. It was a buy one get one free offer, and it came packaged with Need for Speed Underground 2. So not only was it my introduction to Resident Evil 4, but it was my introduction to the Need for Speed series. And Need for Speed Underground 2 was absolutely unbelievably good. So what a better way, what absolute 2 crackers of games than Need for Speed Underground 2 and Resident Evil 4. And I remember getting home, going through that village, and just being like, whoa, this is... And again, I was at 10 years old. I knew everything and everything about Resident Evil at that point in time. Everything up to the release of Resident Evil 4. And I was like, whoa, this Resident Evil is far different than anything else I've experienced. For good or for worse. And I just remembered getting into that village and just getting absolutely demolished by the chainsaw Ganado, Dr. Salvador. And me and my brother didn't pick it up again for months and months and months. We ended up, I think, I want to say it was back into 2006. Yeah, it would have been back into 2006. Excuse me, 2005. Excuse me, come out in January 2005. But back into 2005, it did. I'm pretty sure it ended up getting released on the PlayStation 2. I'm just going to fact check myself here. Thank you, Marco. Appreciate you. One moment. 11th of January 2005. But when did it come out on PlayStation 2? Okay, yeah. So it did come out in 2005 on the PlayStation 2. Back end of the year. And there's this really, really iconic cover. I'm going to try and bring it up for you guys. And by the way, the PAL region has the absolute best Resident Evil covers. Like box arts that you can get. It far defeats any other region, because what's beautiful, whenever they do a PAL region box art, it's always this really interesting, like, minimalist art. It's not just like Leon on the cover. It's just really, really cool. There was like a limited edition box, and if you own this, you're probably going to know exactly what I'm going to be looking at. I'm just going to see if I can bring this picture up here. Yeah, we should be able to. Let me zoom in on that. So it was the steel book. It was the steel book. There you go. You can kind of see it there. It was the steelbook edition. I can't move this over. One moment. Over just a tad so you can see it. Oh, not that one. It was the steelbook edition. This is what it looked like. It had a big old handprint on the. And if you opened it up, it actually had a chapter 1 to 3 strategy guide in it. It was like an excerpt from the main Brady game strategy guide. And this is how I experienced Resident Evil 4. Like, so again, I played it on the GameCube. I played like, a couple of hours of it, got absolutely terrified. And then my parents bought it for me again, the Christmas in 2005. And this is what it looked like. And that's where I really honed in on Resident Evil 4. Now, Resident Evil 4 on PS2 is probably the most compromised port of Resident Evil 4 outside of maybe the mobile fucking Java ports that you got back in the day. This is it, like the sounds port, the audio, the video images port. But what it did have over the GameCube is it had special scenarios that weren't included in the original Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. So it had separate ways. It had the Chicago typewriter. It had bonus costumes. The PlayStation 2 port would then be the basis of all ports thereafter. So the Wii version, the 2007 Ubisoft. Oh, actually, I'm wrong. The PS2 is not the worst version of Resident Evil 4 because Ubisoft stupidly released this game in 2007. Well, they published it, excuse me. And it was based on the PS2 port of the game. It didn't have mouse support. It didn't have none of the lighting. It was basically an extremely compromised PS2 version, which is absolutely insane when you look back at it. How they released such a poor port. Ubisoft used to really put out some poor PC ports, and everyone talks about it and they say, oh yeah, Ubisoft still put out bad ports, but yeah, back in the day it was horrific. But yeah, this is how I experienced it. We did not get a decent PC port until like 2015 or 16 with the Ultimate HD edition, which again is not the best version of Resident Evil 4. We're going to be playing the best version of Resident Evil 4 outside of the Wii edition, because I think the Wii edition is a bit of a weird port. It's my favourite way of playing it. I just didn't have the Wii set up in time. We're going to be playing the Ultimate HD project. I'll go into detail in just a moment, but again, huge shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got some serious interactions across the platforms. Again, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok today. Appreciate you all dropping by. Let's start going through the comments. Let's talk about classic Resident Evil memories, and in about 5 minutes or so we'll get the game started. So Josh, appreciate you dropping by. Thank you. First time chat as well. Oh yes, yeah, because you normally jump on TikTok. I appreciate you making the jump over. Again, it's a bit clearer the stream on Twitch. Probably the best way of experiencing the stream is probably on YouTube though. YouTube just has a higher bit rate. It's super clear. So thank you for making the jump over to Twitch. Appreciate that. Egg 20 years, man. Middle school was so long. Oh, crazy, 20 years. How's it been 20 years, man? Absolutely insane. El Marvo, thank you. I agree. Gone for what I loved about the original games. I'm a Final Fantasy fan, and they did the same thing for Final Fantasy X. Changed so much, it's never been the same again. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, I feel like with Resident Evil 7, they pull themselves back towards survival horror. They dipped their toes in survival horror with Revelations. Excuse me, with Revelations and Revelations 2. It still wasn't full-on survival horror, but yeah, they went balls deep with Resident Evil 7, which is absolutely fantastic. Badams, thank you for making it to YouTube. Appreciated. I remember the first time I got unalived by a scythe-wielding Ganado. Legit terrifying what the fuck moment. Yeah, man, like, Resident Evil 4 was mad gruesome. Like, it was really gruesome. Like, Resident Evil has always been kind of gory, but man, I just felt like Resident Evil 4 was scary as hell. And what was super scary at this time, something I forgot to bring up when it comes to memories, is at that point in time I was only used to zombies in Resident Evil, but these were like people. These were like human beings. That they weren't undead like George A. Romero. They were fucking living beings that had parasites. That's a whole nother level of terror that we didn't experience back in the day. Again, if you're just tuning in, guys, welcome in. We're going to be jumping in with Resident Evil 4 shortly. If you love Resident Evil 4, we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of just such an iconic release. If you've got some memories, please drop them in the chat. I'll do my best to get through everybody as we talk about some of our classic memories of RE4. That's probably the last strategy guide we got to. Came with a double-sided poster. It certainly did. I actually did... because of the RE4 Brady, I used to read that cover to cover. That was like my Bible. I actually remembered buying the strategy guide for Resident Evil 6, and I was like, why did I buy a strategy guide for this game? It's like the most linear game in the world. Very little can go wrong. My eyesight's getting worse. Hey Andy, it's Brad. How have you been? Sorry, I'm definitely not an RE4 fan either. I first played it on the Wii. Well, welcome in, brother. Appreciate you. I think I love Resident Evil 4. I just hate the direction because it was so bloody successful. I hate the direction that it then took the Resident Evil series. Nate's in the chat. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure. That's a Tomb Raider. Thank you. For funsies, I keep my game purchase receipts in a box and RE4 is still in there. I wonder how much you paid for it back in the day. Ballistics in the chat. I was a naughty broke boy around the PS2 release. I was in my final year of university and I couldn't afford more than one console, let alone games. I'm sad to say my first experience was on a copy from a file share program. Loved it though and couldn't put it down. I think my coursework took a serious degradation from trying to binge Resident Evil 4. Yeah, I'm in complete agreement. Resident Evil has always done that to me. I've taken days off play Resident Evil. It's glorious. It has Ashley. Ashley, dude, Ashley is very, very polarizing in this version. One thing the remake did get right is they kind of nerfed Ashley, and that really come about because of Revelations. Revelations did the whole partner sequencing thing so much better than Resident Evil 5 and 6 to a lesser extent. Do you think though, if Resident Evil 4 didn't go down, well, it didn't go down the route of fixed camera angles, if it didn't go down the route of third person shooter over the shoulder, what would Resident Evil have looked like? Let's get a little conversation going about that. Do you think they would have continued on with fixed camera? Do you think that? I think they would probably would have gone to first person. It was always the initial intention with the first Resident Evil to be a first person game. So I reckon they just would have skipped it. Let's go. Oh, Katie, live laugh love RPD coming in with a tier 1 subscription. That's very kind of you. Appreciate you dropping by. Hope you're keeping well. You've come at a really good time, actually, because we are just about to jump in with one of the most iconic Resident Evil games in its 20th anniversary. It's unbelievable. I'm just going to go through TikTok here. Just catch up on the comments section. Bro, I am loving Streamlabs, Stream Elements OBS right now. I've got 3 chats here. It's so seamless. Why the hell didn't I download this earlier? House is in the chat. Doesn't RE4 let you keep your inventory for a second run to make replayability better? It certainly does. That's one of the real cool features. And again, what I really liked about Resident Evil 4 is it had variations of all of the weapons. So you could have like different handguns, different shotguns, different sniper rifles, magnums, and you can kind of tailor your playthrough to what you feel comfortable with. So you'll see me use particular weapons, and that's how I like to play Resident Evil 4. But you can play it all different ways. That's the true beauty of Resident Evil 4. Dribs is in the chat. Thank you. Joe, how's it going? RE6 was my favourite. You poor soul, man. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that. RE6 is remastered for PS5 and Xbox Series. Yes, it is, James. I do have a video going up just after I end the stream, and it's talking about that. And I won't go into it too much because I've covered it in that video, but basically there was an ESRB rating that was leaked of Resident Evil 6 being ported to the Series X, and the belief is that they're going to be porting the Origins collection, so Resident Evil 1 and 0, Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil 6, probably Resident Evil 5 as well, I'd have thought as well. But yeah, hopefully that's good. It gives me another reason to jump in and get all the trophies again, personally, but we'll see what happens. Jordan, I had this deal book for PS2. That's the one. Love it. I love the original PS2. Hey, Brad, how are you? This is Brad. Great to have you in the chat, man. I've got my Brad Vickers vest behind me. I might put it on if it gets a bit cold. I reckon that... Oh, Phil, by the way, thank you for the gift. Always appreciate it, mate. Crystal, how's it going? I love the OG tapestry or whatever's behind you. Yeah, so this is just a polyester-like flag. You can buy this off Teespring. It's not my products or anything like that, but that's how I bought it. I've got Metal Gear Solid. I've got the original Resident Evil behind me. I've got the film that I produced, The Keeper's Diary, a Biohazard story, Resident Evil fan film. With Charlie Kraslowski in the back, looks absolutely fantastic. And we got Lara Croft right behind us. So huge fan of the... Yes, sorry, Brad. Yeah, it's firing on all cylinders. I appreciate you dropping into the tiki-toki, though. Oh, yeah, I reckon it would have gone first person for sure. It does make me feel old. Yeah, 20 years ago, man. I was fucking 10 years old when this game came out. It's crazy. I'm 30 years old, man. This year. I'm feeling it, gang. I'm feeling it. Did you ever play the RE4 beta with the armor and the flashlight? Yes, I did. That's another rabbit hole I'd love to go down. It's Resident Evil 4, just like Resident Evil 1.5, wasn't the original intended vision for Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 went through multiple iterations before it landed on the final concept. One of them was, as Chef Joe was talking about in the chat, which is kind of like a Silent Hill-esque Resident Evil. It had fixed camera angles, but it also had over the shoulder. Very interesting concept. You can see the footage because it even made it to an E3 show back in the day. Really cool as shit. Then they scrapped that, and then before that, they conceptualized a Resident Evil 4, and they was like, actually, we really like this concept, but we think it works better as its own IP. So that ended up being Devil May Cry. So yes, Devil May Cry has roots in Resident Evil, and that's pretty obvious when you play it. It even has some of the same sound effects. Excuse me. Okay, right, so I'm just going to catch up on YouTube here. I got into Resi much later than most of you guys. I played RE4 in 2021. We're near the end of lockdown. I didn't have much to do. For the most part, I got into Resident Evil thanks to playing RE7. Yeah, a lot of people are actually... that's not uncommon. A lot of people play Resident Evil 7 or something. I want to go back through this series. And that's how they got introduced to Resident Evil. And that's wholesome as hell. I love new age Resident Evil fans. Because they have just such a... It's like me with Silent Hill. I have such a different perception of what I believe Silent Hill is compared to someone who's played Silent Hill for the last 25 years. Bobster's in the chat. Hi, and I think they should have both options so people have an option. Yeah, I mean, GTA does it, so why wouldn't anybody else do it? I thoroughly enjoyed this game, but I still have mixed feelings about it because it was after the game they made the series go full potato. Again, it's that I'm the same thing. It's bittersweet. This game's fantastic, but we know what direction Capcom went to afterwards. Well, and it took them, dude, it took them over 10 years to correct the ship. It really did, man. It's crazy. I've been talking for so long. I've got a video playing here, which is just like the Serenity Rainy Mood. I've been talking for so long. That's now passed. That's crazy. But again, I appreciate everybody checking the stream out. We are super looking forward to jumping in to Resident Evil 4. We've got tons of viewership on YouTube, tons of viewership on Twitch. Thank you, gang. Appreciate ya. And TikTok is doing okay. No, honestly, guys, it means a lot. Let's celebrate Resident Evil 4 together, talk about our favourite memories, and have some fun, man. Let's have a chill one. I love playing Resident Evil every Wednesday. Remember, guys, every Wednesday we go live with Resident Evil 4 here at Biohazard Declassified, and every Friday we're playing Silent Hill. We're working our way through both game series. It's glorious, man. Absolutely glorious. Okay, right, so... should we get this show on the road? I think we should. As I said, we are going to be playing the best port, I believe the best port of Resident Evil 4, which is it's based on the HD edition on PC, but a special modification called the HD Project. And it, dude, the options that it adds in this game is unbelievable. It extends the field of view. You can mess around with the motion blur, mess around with some of the core features of the game that were taken out. It's glorious. Really special port of the game. I would highly recommend anybody who's got a PC pick up Resident Evil 4 for PC and install this modification. It's absolutely glorious. And we're going to jump over. Here we are. Okie dokie. I just want to check that's loud enough because that is quite on the quiet side. Might be on the quiet side. Let me just turn that up just a tad. Okay. So yeah, the point of the HD project is it rights the wrongs of the Ultimate HD port for PC. You'll see it immediately as we get into the campaign. You can already see some of the text is higher quality, and the backgrounds are a little bit higher resolution. But when you get into the game, you'll definitely see it. So we're going to be going in. This again, new game. I am tied up.
Resident Evil 4.
Go.
1998.
Oh man, this is crazy.
I'll never forget it. It was the year when those grisly
Oh,
murders
sorry. Let me
occurred
change
in
our-
Barclay Mountains. Soon after, the news was out to the whole world, revealing that it was the fault of a secret viral experiment conducted
Thanks,
by
Jordan.
the international pharmaceutical enterprise, Umbrella. The virus broke out in a nearby mountain community, Raccoon City, and hit the peaceful little town with a devastating blow crippling its very foundation. Not taking any chances, the President of the United States ordered a contingency plan to sterilize Raccoon City.
Oh man, this is really frustrating
The whole
because they
affair went
completely
The
retcon.
United States
Umbrella.
government issued an indefinite suspension of business decree to Umbrella. Soon its stock prices crashed, and for all intents and purposes, Umbrella was
Like literally,
fixed.
they were like, "Oh yeah, Umbrella existed. Now it's gone. Let's move on to Resident Evil 4." Little bit of a con for this game. One thing I really didn't like is they just kind of fucking blew past. I was like, "Hang a minute, Umbrella's like this conglomerate."
6 years have passed since that horrendous incident.
But this is where it all began, gang. Guys, you remember seeing Resident Evil 4 remake announcement? Just seeing this.
Working under the direct control of the president. I was to assume the responsibility of protecting the new president's family.
Cornel, why am I the one who always gets the short end of the stick?
Yo, who are you really? Come on and tell us. You are a long way from home, cowboy.
A long way from home, cowboy.
Guess that's a local's way of breaking the ice. Anyway, you know what
Yeah,
this
I
is all
actually,
about.
that's great points,
My
Ian
assignment
Tafty.
was
I
to
actually
search
interviewed
the
them
president's missing daughter.
and spoke about their parody back in the day. It's over on the Residents of Evil
Was to
2
just
channel.
Tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again,
Long way from
maybe
home,
we did.
cowboy.
Oh, you crazy American. It's
Thank you,
a
Kevin.
direct order from the chief himself. I tell you, it's no picnic.
I'm counting on you guys. It was right before I was to take on my duties of protecting the president's daughter when she was abducted. That's the ultimate reason I'm in this lonely and rural part of Europe.
Lancia, how are you?
According to our intelligence, there's reliable information about a sighting of a girl that looks very similar to the president's daughter. Apparently, she's being withheld by some unidentified group of people. Who would have thought that my first job would have been a rescue mission?
See, this is cool as hell because this is storytelling that's not been done like this in the series up to this point.
All of us are it. Must be my imagination. Sorry it took so long.
Yeah, the remake of this song, of the song in the car in Resident Evil 4 remake was really special. I remember when I saw it and I was like, you could hear the noise and stuff was appearing on the screen. It was like, Resident Evil 4 remake. I was like, oh my god, here we go, boys. It was amazing.
Just up ahead is the village.
I'll go and have a look around.
We'll stay and watch the car. Don't want to get any parking tickets.
Right. Parking tickets.
Good luck.
Good luck. It's fucking taken. Marco from Trapoya.
Who are these guys?
Did you say something?
Leon, I hope you can hear me. I'm Ingrid Hunnigan. I'll be your support on this.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like the I didn't really like those like codec things from Metal Gear Solid. I felt like they just ripped off Metal Gear Solid. But yes, welcome into Resident Evil 4. This is the HD project, as I said, the benefit of the HD project is you get this menu here, which gives you all kinds of cool features that wasn't obviously in the original port of Resident Evil 4 for PC, or excuse me, the Ultimate HD Edition port for PC. So it looks fantastic. It plays amazing. We've got this lovely super zoomed out camera, which is nice. Man, God, it feels like so long since I played this. Okay, right. Here we go. Oh, it feels good. We made it 3 and 3. That's a long time since I've done that. So all of this is brand new to Resident Evil at this point in time. Yeah, FOV slider's sick, I must admit. And again, this looks beautiful. Beautiful in 2025. Dude, this scene right here.
Excuse me. Sir?
Cabron.
I was wondering if you might recognize a girl in this photograph?
¿Qué carajo estás haciendo aquí? Lárgate, cabrón!
I actually don't know what he says. Does he say something like, you're a motherfucker or something like that?
Freeze!
Freeze!
I said freeze!
Phoenix, how are you? Which platform did I play it on first? The GameCube. Cool, let's go. Andy, what's gone on with the Keeper's Diary? What do you mean? Yeah, McTree, MC Tree.
Shit.
I love how he does a full 360 to turn. Yeah, so instead of turning like the shortest, most efficient route, the Ganado turns the long way, which makes zero sense. But it kind of plays into that whole thing of this is a very unusual person. A very unusual person. Yes, sorry, Brad. Yeah, it's been out for... Dude, like... Okay, 9 months or something. If you go on the Residents of Evil YouTube channel, or just type The Keeper's Diary in on YouTube, you'll find it quite easily. Get lost, bastard. Yeah, they swear a lot in this, dude. And if I'm not mistaken, do they not use like the wrong dialect of Spanish? Like they speak like a Mexican dialect of Spanish and not a Spanish dialect of Spanish. Silly Capcom. Ahí está. Yeah, this was cool as hell. Like you could jump out windows and shit. But everything's different. Like the way you engage with enemies, it's dynamic now. Like you can shoot their legs and they like react to things differently. You can shoot them in the head. You can use your knife on the fly. That was a big deal. Again, all of this is different, man. All of this is so different from what we were used to up to this point. Have a good one, Badams. Appreciate you tuning in, even though it was a very limited interaction. You have a good one, my friend. Yeah, I think Shinji Mikami, Suff 26. Shinji Mikami, I'm sure it was Shinji. He famously said, if Resident Evil 4 appears on any other console, I will eat my shorts. Which is absolutely insane because it was... it's become the Skyrim of Resident Evil, where it's just been ported to absolutely everything. I just realised I'm a muscle memory from playing Resident Evil 4. So there was a dog and a bear trap over here. That will become evident why you need that later. Why you need him later. Because, you know, Leon's a fundamentally good human. Something I only realised in the last 5 years is there's a red herb over here. GG. Some VAs are speaking Castilian from Spain, and others sound like South American like. Yes, agreed. Oh, Badham's coming in with a super chat. Thank you. That's very kind of you, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Dude, I cannot begin to tell you how good it feels to play this game at a full 60 frames a second. It looks beautiful. It's been up-res to 4K. Oh, it looks glorious, gang. Absolutely glorious. Again, something I haven't even spoken about is this glorious item menu. Like, this was spectacular back in the day. Just changed the game. Because, again, what I found that was good about Resident Evil 4 is it put the control in your hands. How you wanted to play it, what style you wanted to play it, what weapons you wanted to use, how you were going to even present it. And, you know, I've seen some pretty unorganized attach cases. In Resident Evil 4, actually, one of the real benefits of Resident Evil 4 Remake is there's one button which reorganizes your case to, like, mathematically be aesthetic. It's beautiful. I love that feature. Hey, star. Oh, he died on one bullet. Interestingly enough, this cutscene only happens on a brand new game of Resident Evil 4. When you visit the game again in New Game Plus, that's not a thing. That doesn't happen ever again. Always found that interesting. Oh, let's go, Emmy. How's it going? Appreciate you dropping by. Oh, it's Dar. I'm from England. I'm from the UK. God save the Queen. King. Sorry. That one patriotic of me. So this is where it gets fun, gang. We're very well, thank you, Emmy. We're celebrating 20 years of Resident Evil 4.
Leon, how you holding up?
Bad question.
Bad question, Hannigan. Hilariously, bearing in mind, if you'd have played this game for the first time, it probably would have taken you probably 15, 20 minutes to get to here. It then gives you a playing manual. I always thought that was kind of funny. But look at this, dude, look at this village, man. Looks beautiful in 4K. Obviously, you're not going to see it in 4K because I only encode a 1080p stream. Apologies. But look at this, gang. Yes, I put it. I mean, to be fair, Leon is 100% in the wrong here. He just breaks into a village and starts murdering everyone. Because he believes that they're infected. I mean, he's right, but he's wrong. Okay, here we go, gang. But what I like to do, I'm going to try to. So we're going to go up here. We're going to start bombing people. Peter, how's it going? I've got to be careful here. Oh, shit. Oh, my God! Okay. I've done it again! Oh. Kick this. I'm trying to kick him this way. Oh, there you go. Okay, right. That was fairly painless. I did that for a reason. It's because I wanted the ruby. Oh! How did I not get hurt at all? Right, so you can't hide up here. You have to... They'll just start throwing Molotov cocktails at you. We are now going to jump into here. Again, I remember this absolutely terrified me as a kid.
Why are these people?
Peter, do not worry, my friend.
What are they planning? Chainsaw. Shit.
Voy a matar. Te voy a matar. Okay. Oh. Okay. We got some goodies up here, gang. But what we want to try and do is take out Mr. Salvador. There he is. Oh, the shotgun is so juicy. You feel it in your arms. That was fucking dreadful. Get up. This is the Ultimate HD version. Ow, shit. Gotta be careful. The Vorbotol. Lovely. Oh, go. Oh, he's dead. He's dead. Nice. Right, so now we can just focus on taking him out. The Voyamator. Oh, there's quite a few here. Oh, gotta be careful. Oh, La Campana.
Tenemos que irnos.
Yeah, it's probably like a memory issue.
Lord Sattler.
Lord Sattler. Again, huge shout out to everybody who's in the chat. Really appreciate you making time for us today. The most iconic line in Resident Evil 4.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
See, this was what was really cool about Resident Evil 4 as well, is like Leon as a character had developed. He'd obviously had a serious amount of training in between Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4. He's not just the rookie cop from Resident Evil 4 anymore. He is a tried and tested operative. And he's got this really funny attitude where it's almost like out of pocket sometimes. Like he says some really out of pocket things to Salazar. And this is what really develops Leon as a character. Is he just... It's a way of... It's almost a coping mechanism of trying to keep himself sane throughout Resident Evil 4. Yeah, he committed to the curtains. Bro, imagine if they cut his hair. That'd be diabolical work, wouldn't it? Absolutely diabolical work. Started playing Village over the weekend. Been a few years. Forgot how good the game was. It's good. I just don't feel there's a big rush for me to go back and play it. Like, I don't have this internal urge to go back and play Village. Kind of like one and done. Okay, so we are going to get the Punisher. So if you shoot all of these emblems, you do get the Punisher. It's not actually a great pistol in my opinion. It's good if once it's fully upgraded. Oh, come on. Once it's fully upgraded, it's pretty good. Ah, so I remember this. Always do it that way around so you get a nice expensive pendant. I mean, I don't know why a dirty pendant would devalue it by the scale it does, but... she does actually, Kevin. No, she doesn't actually. Oh, do you know what? I got Ashley and Sherry mixed up for a moment. But yeah, she doesn't appear in another Resident Evil game again. Hey, Bumble, how's it going? Do you prefer this version, Andy, or the remake? I would say, and I'm going to have to be very nuanced in my approach here, but I would say that, yes, I think Resident Evil 4 Remake is probably fundamentally the better game, but there is something about the original Resident Evil 4 which always makes me go back to it, and I don't know what it is. I can't articulate it, but maybe it's just nostalgia. Let's just say it as it is. It's probably nostalgia. But Resident Evil 4 Remake just doesn't do it for me like that. But Resident Evil 4 Remake is ultimately the better game. I'd say by probably quite a big margin. I mean, a lot of outlets straight up just said it was a 10 out of 10, which is a rarity. Well, what do you guys think? Let's put the question in the chat. We got a ton of people on YouTube. Thank you, everybody. A ton of people on Twitch, and TikTok is just doing okay. But yes, guys, what do you think? Do you prefer the remake or do you prefer the original? Let us know. Oh. Is that... What do you mean, Peter? Is that exclusive to this game or both versions of Resident Evil 4? Right, there is a... Oh, man, I forgot to pick it up. One moment. I'm getting old. Can't remember where it all is. So I should be able to see it now. Yeah, buddy. Oh, there's quite a few. Kitsu, how are you? I'm in full agreement with what you're saying. Like, Resident Evil 4 Remake is fucking solid title. Come on, Andy. Yeah, buddy. Oh, there is two more. Oh my god, stop using the D-pad to aim, Andy, Jesus. There's one more I just want to tick off the list. Oh, fuck. Come on. I can see the little... Gotcha. 7. To be fair, the Wii version I would put up there as like one of the best versions of Resident Evil 4. It's just so underrated, man. Also watched Last of Us last week. That show is solid. Yes, it's a glorious one. Now, you're in a really weird position, actually, where you've watched the show before you played the games, which I've played the first Last of Us to death, but I've never played the second one. I hear mixed things, so I'll be interested. I'm probably going to watch the show before I play Last of Us 2, in all likelihood. I'll be interested to see what the second season does. I'm imagining it will follow the same. Okay. Where you go? Lord Sadler. Oh, what a shot. No way I just did that. That is quite nice. You can shoot grenades in their hands. Makes things a tad bit easy. Oh, hello. Oh, shit. Right. Well, that's exactly what I wanted. Lord Sadler. There are just so many goodies around here. Make sure you pick them all up. So when are you guys going to collab again and make a Resident Evil movie? That was awesome. Well, we've potentially got Resurrection coming out in the summer, which is again another, that's more of an original film rather than based on a pre-existing Resident Evil story. It's got the original actors in it and it's set in the near future. It's a really cool concept. A 4-part mini-series. We're going to see if it comes off. We're going to be crowdfunding in the next couple of months, I thought.
Little rough, don't you think? You're not like them?
No. You?
Okay, I have only one very important question. You got a smoke?
Got gum.
Oh boy.
Perfect.
What do you guys think of Lewis in the original?
Big cheese.
What?
The big cheese. There we go, gang. Chapter 1 in the bag.
Feeble humans, let us give you our power.
So this was an interesting storyline. I think this was the first time a character got... No, it wasn't. I'm lying, because Jill got infected in RE3. Ignore me.
Intoxicating power.
Hey, wake up.
Ay. Crawl out of one hole and into another.
You want to tell me what's going on here?
Americano, see? Now what brings a bloke like you to this part of the world?
A bloke?
Hey, easy, whoever you are.
Name's Leon. Came here looking for this girl. Seen her?
What, are you supposed to be a cop or something? Nah, you don't look the type.
Maybe.
Okay, let me guess. She's the president's daughter?
That's too good for a guess. Want to start explaining?
Psychic powers. Nah, just kidding with you, amigo. I overheard one of the villagers talking something about the president's daughter in the church.
Absolute
And who
state,
might
this
you
fella.
be?
Me llamo Luis Serra. I used to be a cop in Madrid. But now I'm just a good-for-nothing guy who happens to be quite a ladies' man.
Why'd you quit?
Phew, policia. you put your life on the line, nobody really appreciates you enough for it. Being a hero isn't what it's cracked up to be anymore.
Used to be a cop myself. Only for a day, though.
I thought I was bad.
Somehow I managed to get myself involved with the incident in Raccoon City on my first day in the force.
That is the incident with the viral outbreak, right? I think I might have seen a sample of the virus in a lab at the department.
Hey boy, I'm not dying.
Yeah, boy, I'm a dog.
Do something, cop!
After you.
Now!
Hey, Seth. Same blood. Where did that guy even go? Disappears. And I completely forgot about this, but let's not forget the introduction of this fella.
Over here, stranger.
And by the way, if you didn't know, Paul Mercier, who plays Leon S. Kennedy, also voices the Merchant. It took me years to find that out, or to realise that. Yeah, that is kind of bizarre, actually. Now you think about it, Marco. He does kind of just say, "Oh yeah, I think I saw a sample of that at the station." Why would you see a sample of a virus in some European station? That makes no sense. And then he just doesn't elaborate any further. Sadler was so much better in the original, and I feel Leon being infected mattered less in the remake somehow. Lewis being a cop made no sense, although especially the mention of seeing the T-virus at work. Yeah. Wasn't he called Adam Sadler as well in the remake? Or have I got that wrong? Adam Sadler is a pop, by the way.
Got
Fucking
something
hilarious.
that might interest you.
I have seen that, actually.
Gotta select.
So this is where just Resident Evil really like diverted from its intended route by having all this cool shit. A full-on shop in the game.
Thank you.
So we are going to sell these.
Is that all, stranger?
Is that all, stranger?
Is that? Thank you.
We're going to keep the beer stein. I'm going to keep the red cat's eye, because the idea is that we're going to save these items to combine with the beer stein to then give us a high value treasure. And what you do is you combine all of these to make high value treasures, which you can then spend in the store, get better weaponry, treasure maps, and all sorts. The ultimate get out of jail free, which is the rocket launcher. Rocket launcher is the all-time greatest get out of jail free. For 30, it takes a big wad of cash off you, but gets you out of some serious pickles. So I'm going to pick up the sniper rifle.
Thank you.
Excuse me. And
What are you buying? What are you selling?
we're going to buy a bigger case.
What are you buying? Thank you.
And what we're going to do, we're going to get on the hunt. We'll do a bit of sniping. I'll try and take these out because they can miss. They can cause you problems a bit later. And normally, a headshot is an immediate death. Ha! Hello. Shoot his receding hairline. Nice. Ah. Hello. Oh, no, I was going to say, no one's Ooh, seen me yet. Okay, so now we've been spotted. Oh. Lovely. They'll just keep killing each other. Nice. Hey Sam, thank you for the follow. So if I'm not mistaken, you can keep the special rocket launcher at the end of the game. I'm not sure what benefit that has. Mr. Moore, how are you? Very well, thank you. Appreciate you checking our stream out. What are your, and actually anybody that's new into the stream, what are your favourite memories of the original Resident Evil 4? Obviously, we are celebrating 20 years of Resident Evil 4 this month. I always love doing this little speed run section. If I can pull it off. Here we go. And go. Oh, fucked it up. I'll kick his head off though. Un forastero. Yeah, that used to be terrifying actually. Oh, I forgot the elegant mask. Oh, do you know what? I completely forgot about the regenerators. Hey, Mr. Hooper, how are you? Oh, the regenerators with the heavy breathing was diabolical work. Like someone in your ear, like. Hey, Mr. Redfield, how are you? Great to have you in the chat. Original RE4 best moment. Person is Krau's fight. Krau's fight is fantastic. And all for Umbrella's sake. Umbrella? Almost let it slip. Enough talk. Die, comrade. What an iconic moment. We're doing very well, thank you, Ben. Hey, Mr. Miner, how are you? Hope all is well. I'm doing good. It's just on my day off from work. It's been a long freaking week of -1 out with snow. It's horrible. Yeah, dude, it's been super cold over here as well. And I keep forgetting to bring my heater back out into my shed. So I am freezing my bollocks off, let me tell you. Which version of the original RE4 are you playing? OG GameCube or HD Remaster? I came in 45 minutes late, so missed any explanations. Not a problem. So we are playing the PC version of the... It's called the Ultimate HD version, but it's got the special HD project modification, which basically reworks. You see all these textures? They're like super high quality, past the threshold of the Ultimate HD edition. It's got... It just looks unbelievable. That's what I'm trying to say. We're all good, thank you, Aaron. Learning how easy that fight is with the knife actually changed my life. Yeah, I actually remembered seeing the original Krauser fight. It was actually Luke, RE Challenger. Luke, watching his challenges and being like, whoa, it's actually easier using the knife. And if you think about it, it makes sense, because the whole point of that cutscene where you fight Krauser is with a knife, so logically the best way of fighting Krauser would be with a knife. Oh shit, sorry. I'm in speedrun mode. I should slow down. That's chapter 1-2 in the bag, gang. I must admit, and I've said this earlier, I really don't like the MGS style cutscenes. I like the way it was very tactfully used in Resident Evil 4 Remake, where it was just kind of floating, kind of like Dead Space. I much prefer that setup. Oh yeah, sorry, Mr. Moore. Yeah, you're right. Let's go back and see. Iconic. Mariah, I'll never get old of seeing your government name, madam. Great to have you in the chat. Ada? Ada, wait. Dude, they've got pictures of Sadler absolutely everywhere. It's kind of weird. Look, bro, there's 2 pictures of Sadler in the same room. Is that necessary? I'm sure one will be okay. Wayne, thank you for the follow. Remember, guys, we are live across the platforms today. YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. I appreciate you checking the stream out, spending some time with us. Welcome to Biohazard Declassified. If you don't know who I am, my name's Andy. I've been running Biohazard Declassified for the last 6 years this year. Oh my god, mental. Do a lot of streams, memes, daily Resident Evil and survival horror content. You'll see me often post on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X. That's where I spend most of my time. And then every Wednesday and Friday we are live here on stream, playing some Resident Evil on Wednesdays, Silent Hill on Fridays. I also make short films. Produced a Resident Evil fan film by the name of The Keeper's Diary last summer to good acclaim from the community. Wasn't perfect, but a solid effort to produce an authentic Resident Evil experience. Really appreciate it if you check that out. If you're a big Resident Evil fan, that is certainly up your street. Same name on Twitch indeed, Wayne. Martin, how are you? World-class game this is. I only picked up a few months before Remake came out. Oh, wow, really? So you're quite a modern Resident Evil 4 player. That's amazing stuff. Are they photo prints or hand-painted? Yeah, that'd be a question. That's a question. I'm imagining that they've got to be printed. Okay, here we go. We've got a naughty boy here, but if you actually line up, you can actually get the fella behind as well. So, I'm going to try that now. Got him. Lovely. And we're just going to... Whoa! I love the sniper in this game. I prefer the semi-auto one, but this will do for now. Leon, how are you? Great to have you in the chat, brother. Good to take this fella out. Wrong weapon. Let's try this one. Yeah, it looks really good. Hey, Wayne, thank you for... Can't talk. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Glad we found you, man. This is, as I said, every Wednesday at this time, we're live with Resident Evil. Every Friday, we're working our way through the Silent Hill series for the very first time. You're seeing my authentic first impressions of all Silent Hill games. I think it's a really special experience to share with everyone. There's just so many goodies. You just got to make sure you get them all. I'm pretty sure there's another one. Not. I think I might be thinking of something else. Big survival horror fan. Been collecting for years. Well, stick around, Leon, man. This is the place to be. If you love Resident Evil, you love survival horror. That's my niche, baby. It's what we do. Been playing Resident Evil since RE2 on the N64. The iconic, weird and wonderful N64 port. What a game Resident Evil 2 is, man. I don't think there's a better Resident Evil than Resident Evil 2. Make it shit. If I might be able to line this to get a headshot here, gang. Ah, here you go. Do you reckon I'll get a double headshot? I got it, won't I? Let's go for it. Go for it. Come on. Line it up, Andy. Sort yourself out. And I think... Oh, mate. Yeah! We got it. Let's go. Todd, how you doing? The original Resident Evil 2 is my favourite in the series, Leon. Thank you for the follow, Todd. Again, if you're watching on TikTok, I do have, obviously it's customized for TikTok, but feel free to pop on over to YouTube, Twitch, same handle, but obviously you get the full widescreen, 60 frames a second stream. Yeah, there's something about the iconic Resident Evil 2, the original Resident Evil 2, which, I don't know, man. Just iconic. Absolutely iconic. Something else that give me a sec. I'm a bloke. I can't do two things at once. Okay. Something else I did recently. I took part in... I was an associate producer on the new George A. Romero's Resident Evil documentary, which, if you're in the US, it's on Amazon Prime. So it's not on Amazon Prime, excuse me. It's on Prime Video, but you have to pay for it. It's on Apple TV and a couple of other platforms. We're looking at a EU Europe release this month. If you don't know what the George A. Romero's Resident Evil documentary is, it's a very special documentary. If you didn't know, George A. Romero, obviously the godfather of the zombie, invented the zombies for all intents and purposes for cinema. He was down to direct the first Resident Evil film. Before Paul W.S. Anderson did, so the 2002 Resident Evil film, that was contracted to be directed by George A. Romero himself, which is unbelievable. You're talking about the person that brought zombies to film to cinema, directing a Resident Evil film. Unfortunately, things didn't work out, and they ended up going with Paul W.S. Anderson. and there's just so much lore behind it, so many interesting conversations that are in that documentary that are played out firsthand. It's a very special documentary. I'm very happy to have played a small part in promoting the film, providing assets for the film, and directing an interview with Brandon, the director of the documentary. Super interesting guy, really nice guy, Brandon. And again, if you want to check that out, please, it's only like, I think it's like $4 on Amazon Prime. Please check it out. It's a very special documentary. He even shoots like scenes that kind of would be in Resident Evil, or what would be in like a George A. Romero's Resident Evil. He's got his kind of original scenes he's shot for the documentary that kind of they're in the background as B-roll. It's very special. It's very special. And again, the Keeper's, actually, I completely forgot to say, the Keeper's Diary was actually featured in the documentary, which obviously we gave Brandon the permission to use. But yeah, proud to have played a small part in the success of that documentary. Elric, how's it going? I know that nerd. Great to have you in chat, man. Hope you're keeping well.
Got a selection of...
It's been a hot minute since we caught up. Yeah, man. Judge has always been very good to me. I have a very weird and wonderful deal with the Residents of Evil, where I produce content, obviously, quite regularly for the Residents of Evil. Obviously, we put the Keeper's Diary on there. We regularly do like live streams together, so I'm very lucky to have a good relationship with the gang. Someone named Welsh asked me to make something in RE2 for the documentary. Ah, yes, of course. Doing good, man. Lots of stuff still being done and revisited. Super looking forward to Revisited still, man. Can you give me a shout when have you got an ETA of when
What are you buying?
I know that's the $1 million answer this time of year, but be good to see how that's coming along and if we can do something for that. That'd be really cool. Dead Gruesome, playing the best game of all time. I mean, you're probably not far off. This is a big contender for a GOAT game. By the way, Leon, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Means a lot. Oh, there's birds all over the place here. Let me see if I can... God, so sensitive, this. Gotcha. Thank you, Ben. I need to be more active in my Discord. That's one of my New Year's resolutions, I think. Whoa. Good night. Getting further and further is all I can really say. Story's been hammered out. Layout's done. Some story beats left and then final pathing. Scenes took a while to code, but Andrew has been insane on learning the coding. I've been seeing in the RE modification group, actually, you guys are always talking about stuff that might as well be in Hebrew when I look at it. We showed a lot in the second trailer, but there's still so much no one has seen. I'm looking forward to it, man. That's a pure passion project. And yeah, as we did before when you did the demo of Revisited, I'd definitely be up for doing a proper sit down with you and Andrew once again. And yeah, shooting the shit, really. Right, 10 out of 15. We're nearly there. Just a couple more, and then we can go get our shiny Punisher. Yeah. Oh, let's go. Let's go. It'd be cool to see you on the Discord more, Andy. Maybe even socialize the game with the community. Yeah, it's been a it's definitely been a goal I've wanted to do. And if you're down to do that, man, I'd love it. Absolutely love it. I just the last year really, I haven't had a lot of time to chill, but it is something I'm looking at doing more of. Certainly being better at. The Punisher in this game is absolutely cracked. I actually prefer to use the I'm a Red 9 gang member, I must admit. Are we doing Resident Evil 9 soon, do you think? Absolutely, Martin. If we do not get a Resident Evil 9 announcement, I will do a Shinji Mikami and I will eat my shorts. There's no way we don't get Resident Evil news. Oh shit. Oh. Lovely. Been fun to work on this file. Once it's done, we'll knock out Gaiden. I'm looking forward to the Gaiden total conversion. By the way, guys, there is effectively a Gaiden remake that's done on the original Resident Evil 2 engine that Elric and team are working on. Is it still called Project Starlight? Fucking can't talk. Project Starlight. So that's really special. I can't wait to see that. Free time, there's a factor. If you ever manage to find the time, there's a Left 4 Dead 2 add-on campaigns for the first REs. Yeah, man. I've actually got them. They're very good. And they still have a lot of fun with this game and the remake. Just can't believe it's been 20 years ago. Where did the time go? Still need to watch the documentary. You won't regret it, man. It's great stuff. Hey Chris, you look so cozy in your gaming chair. I'm jealous. I must admit, I really hate this gaming chair. Long term, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put it into the world. Long term, I'm looking at buying a fucking recliner couch, spending like $500 or whatever, buying a proper recliner couch, or maybe getting some corner sofa in here, a proper couch gaming setup. It's just, I don't know. I never can get comfortable in office chairs. Whereas if I'm sitting on the sofa, I feel like the quality of my streams. The quality of my streams will go up if I'm more comfortable. So if I'm sitting on like a sofa or something like that in a nice chilled atmosphere, but in a chair, you're kind of fucking sitting upright, you know? I don't like it. So, yeah, long term, I'm probably going to take this desk away and have a proper couch gaming setup in here. Reorganize everything so it looks pretty. Did I miss one? I did. Disturbed 2236. How the devil are you? Long time no speak. Long time since I've seen you in a live stream. Feel free to follow us on Twitch as well, just in case you miss a notification. We're normally live every Wednesday and Friday, this sort of time. So that way you never miss one, my friend. Or if not, just follow me on socials, dude. Every social ever, I'm Biohazard Declassified. I'm super active on Twitter and Instagram. They're like my two biggest platforms. Alejandro, thank you. How are you? Great to have you in the chat. Actually, I'm curious about what my screen time is on Twitter, because I'm always on Twitter. Jesus, 8 hours of screen time a day. Crazy work. All app. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. That is insane. Look at... Man, I've got to blow this up. I've got to blow this up. This is crazy. I thought... I was just curious on my screen time. Let's just do Day won't be. Nah, let's do this week. So this week I've got a 7-hour average screen time. Look at X, man. It's like double the rest of everything. I'm on Twitter way too much. Jesus. That's crazy work. Can get special guests on the sofa. That's another thing. Yeah, if we bring stuff around. I mean, this is quite literally the smallest office you've ever seen, though. It's probably like 2.5 meters by 2.5 meters. It's very, very small. But I was thinking you can get like, you know, maybe like a corner unit that you can stuff in here. It'd be really cozy, you know. Very excited for the documentary about George A. Romero's Resident Evil. Yeah, I mean, it's out in the US. You can watch it on Apple TV, Amazon. We're just waiting for a an EU and UK release. We should be getting this soon. I'm looking forward to it. Oh man, I'm out of ammo. Fuck. Didn't expect that. That's bad. You don't have to answer, but you're from London. I'm not, no. I actually live in Kent. Oh. I live in Kent, which is obviously in the southeast. Unfortunately, it's not available in Germany. Unfortunately, not yet. Actually, no, it is. It is. It is. And it's actually available in physical, Alejandro. I saw it on Amazon, specifically in Germany, because the distributors are German, I think. The European distributors are German. The zombie in the background, which game is he from? What, this one? This one here? Is that the one you're wondering about? I imagine you are, because you can't really see the others on TikTok. Yeah, that's from the original Resident Evil. This was from the Resident Evil Director's Cut box art. I thought you were an Essex boy. I'm not, no. I actually work in Essex. I work in Tilbury, so I do the Dartford Crossing every single day, as you can imagine. It's as fun as it sounds. Actually, it's not too bad. Everyone moans about the Dartford Crossing, but I actually find it fun. I can count on one hand how many times I count on one hand how many times I've been caught up in traffic. Never have an issue. I have that zombie tagged on my forearm. Love it. Hate the Dartford Crossing. Yeah, I've kind of got used to it. I have a general rule of thumb. You need to be over the Dartford Crossing before 6:30. Yeah, over the Dartford Crossing or through the tunnel before 6:30. You're absolutely fine. The bridge is always fine, to be honest, because it's four lanes. I can't explain it. It's just never an issue that side. It's always the tunnel side is the problem. I've not got a flash grenade. There's a really cool thing. If you get a flash grenade, you can take all of these birds out, which is cool. It's not ideal, but that's the best of a bad situation. I hope everybody's well. Thank you again for tuning in. Again, we're celebrating 20 years of Resident Evil 4, which is absolutely insane. Game's 20 years old. Oh, I appreciate you, Wayne. Hopefully we see you soon, man. As I said, I'm going to be live on Friday with hopefully the finale of Silent Hill 2 Remake, which I've been playing it like every Friday, and we've been making some real good progress. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to finishing Silent Hill 2 Remake. Then we're going to move on to Silent Hill 3. It'll be really good. Hey, Holster, how's it going? Great to have you in the stream. Yeah, hang on. Wasn't 20 years ago 1975? Hey, Donna, how are you? Great to have you in chat.
Got some red. What are you buying?
So we got the Punisher,
What are you buying?
and it's costing us 0. Actually, did we get all of the... Yeah, 15 out of 15. Yeah, I played Daymare,
What are
actually.
you buying?
It's pretty good. I'm not actually going to use this. I'm going to sell it straight away. You get a free 10 grand, though.
What are you
It's
selling?
10 grand. Oh, it's 15 grand. Nice.
Ah.
We'll take it.
Thank you.
Dude, we have got so many goodies. We do need another cat's eye, but I can never remember where the last one is. But we're going to sell this. Sell this. God, we got some goodies, gang.
Thank you.
Very close to breaking
What are you
100k.
buying?
We're not going to upgrade our weapons until we get the red 9. That's where we're going to capitalise on it. If I were to do a Resident Evil film, I'd shoot it on a smartphone because heavy equipment is a waste of money. Oh, it's an interesting proposition, Alejandro. Obviously, as someone who's shot a Resident Evil film, or produced a Resident Evil film, with an industry standard equipment, it's definitely worth having like a red cinema camera. The Keeper's Diary looks absolutely fantastic. It looks cinema grade. It really does. I'm very happy with how that came out.
What are you buying? What are you selling?
I think we're all right, actually, for now. Dr. Best Bricks, how's it going? Appreciate you dropping by. Making some time for us. Andrew, great to have you in the chat once again. Welcome all into Resident Evil 4 if you've just tuned in, or you're lurking about. Let us know your favourite memory of Resident Evil 4. This game's now 20 years old. There are so many memories that I can't even count. This game's very special. It truly has stood the test of time. It looks fantastic today, and it's only supplemented by the Resident Evil 4 remake, which is also exceptional. All I said was Alejandro. Obviously, as someone who shot a Resident Evil film, definitely worth having a red cinema camera. You said a bit back you was gonna get some more streams in. How's that getting on? not getting on that well at all, to be honest. I think for the moment, my main thing, instead of trying to get as many streams as I can, is to be consistent. So every Wednesday and every Friday we'll definitely get streams in of every Wednesday we're live with Resident Evil. Every Friday we're live with Silent Hill, and if I have time to fit more in, I'll try my best. But I think as long as I maintain a consistent schedule, that's the main thing. Ain't a red camera expensive? Oh yeah, man. Yeah, we rented the camera. It was stupid expensive. I think the lenses were like fucking very expensive too. Oh, I'm out of ammo. God damn it. No, I don't think I'm going to use the TMP this playthrough. Oh, damn it. Un forastero. Oops. I appreciate that, Chris. Thank you. Yeah, it's one of them, man. With working full time, being a dad, doing a fucking master's degree. I only have so much time to devote to streaming, so I'd rather it be consistent rather than like a scattergun approach, like I used to, where I just was kind of live whenever. Yeah, those stabby stabs can be really frustrating, Spats. Really, really frustrating. I would never fall in love. Okie dokie. Oh, what? Okay. I definitely would shoot an RE fan film on an iPhone. That method would punch Hollywood and Constantine. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, the world's your oyster. We have so much technology now that I imagine like 20 years ago. The technology you have now is unbelievable. So if your pronunciation of declassified a Kent thing, was it just a you thing? I don't know, dude. I've always pronounced class as class. I don't know. I'm just a weird dude. I'm not gonna lie. I try and speak as proper as I can, but sometimes it's just from where I am. Like sometimes just the accent slips in. You can't help it. What would you say is the best Outbreak 2 character to start off on? I would say Yoko, probably. Just because of the space she's got. Having 8 spaces in Outbreak. It depends on if you're playing with a crew as well. If you're playing by yourself, I'd probably suggest Yoko. Just because she's got 8 slots instead of 4. No, so what Sonic Sean's trying to say is... sometimes I speak the Queen's English. And sometimes I speak a very... dirty form of English, like not dirty, but like a very, I can't explain it. Like it was perfectly articulated when Nuji and I went to the US to shoot The Keeper's Diary, and Luke is from Brighton and he speaks very prim and proper, and like, even though we're an hour and a half away from each other, his English is so much... Yeah, exactly like Marco. His English is a lot clearer than mine and a lot more prim and proper versus mine, where mine's just all over the place. Like saying, it's like saying, it's like saying Bath, you know, Bath or Bath or Castle or Castle or something, you know. Del Lego, how did you find this boss battle in the remake? Oh shit. I think I preferred it in the remake, actually. Oh, shit. Oh. It's all good, Alejandro. I prefer the Austrian accent over the German accent. Okay. Oh, I virtually was lined up with him. That's cool. Oh yes, perfect. Caught him. Oh, you got to shoot the water on the first playthrough. It's basically the law. I actually think the best way of playing this boss fight is the VR version. The VR version of the original Resident Evil 4. Because you had a harpoon gun. You had to reload. It was really cool. This is nonsense though. Like, how's Leon's leg not torn off? Where'd everyone go? Bingo? The quest version was overall GOAT. Yeah, really underrated, and not everybody talks about that. Obviously, with the remake having its own VR port now, they really did a good job on that quest version. It is built from the ground up. Resident Evil 4 on the Unreal Engine. I can't believe how good it is, and it's so authentic. And it does just really cool things. Really cool things. There's actually a video on my Facebook where I play the VR port for the first time, and it got something crazy like 800,000 views. Just for this short video of me playing the VR version. Yeah, I mean, I've spoke about doing a fan film. I'm not going to tell you what the title is because I don't want anyone to steal it. But yeah, basically telling the story of the Arkley Mountains. Oh, this is scary as hell. Oh, his poor veins. Taking in the mansion. No, well, basically like a precursor to the mansion, where it's, you know, at the start of Resident Evil 1, where it's like there's been outlandish reports of, you know, oh, what's the phrasage, man? It's like, you know, victims were apparently eaten. Large groups of people, you know, fucking eaten. That whole storyline about people getting eaten. Victims were apparently eaten. I want to tell that story. Of people living in the fucking mountains. You got the fucking Arkley sheriff or whatever investigating some of these crimes. And then fucking gets eaten by a zombie. By a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. Do I have a... Oh, I do. Because they make an easy 5 grand. I need to heal up, actually. Hey, Suff with the big boy shout out. Who are you going to shout out? Who are you going to shout out? Thank you for 5,000 channel points. Oh boy, this is where shit became real. This was terrifying. Hell yeah, man. The main reason I got my Quest 2 was for RE4 VR. Yeah, I literally bought... This is why I didn't want to get PSVR 2, because I knew I was just going to buy it for RE4. I didn't want to do it, because I mean, the Quest 2 was like 350 quid or something. But I did play Onward, which is very good on VR. If you've ever played Onward, it's like a military simulator. Very fun to play. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. But yeah, exactly that. I would love to tell that story. I think there's so much mileage in a story like that. Because you can tell like almost an original horror film with Resident Evil elements. Also, I learned this a couple of years ago. I understand, Alejandro. About 10 years ago, I realised you could actually climb up it. Yeah, onwards pretty fun. It's basically like Call of Duty, but it's literally one hit kills, so you've got to be careful. It's brutally hard. You get punished. Hijabi Gamer Queen, thank you very much for the likes. Appreciated. Yeah, I wonder if Rebecca's going to be in the next Resident Evil. That'd be cool. Because when was the last time Rebecca was in a game? Resident Evil 0, maybe? Like, canonically. Resident Evil 5, if you count the mercenary mode? Maybe? Hey Andy, what's your most embarrassing death you got during any game? Something you say you easily gotten away with, but took the L. Do you know what? One's come immediately to mind. So, in Resident Evil 2, the original, when you play as Ada, you climb into this, it's like a fucking pipe, and you get attacked by like cockroaches or weevils or something. But like, I got completely overwhelmed and died. I didn't realise you could die instantly if you get overwhelmed. But that was pretty embarrassing. That was on stream as well. I've got the clip somewhere. But yeah, that was pretty shit. I'm not gonna lie. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, you could still play within the sandbox of Resident Evil Stuff 28. Like, you could still play within the sandbox of telling that initial story of Bravo team getting to the mansion. But how cool would it be if you could, like... again, I don't want to give away too much because I actually really think this could be something. But imagine, like, you know, a fucking guy just driving along on an old mountainous road, like an Arkley sheriff or something, and he gets a call in saying that, oh, there's been a mugging or something. Oh, Lord, a fucking... There's been a mugging in a small town. Can you go and have a look and deal with it? And he goes up there and he's just completely overcome by these enemies. These zombie-like creatures. And I'd like for him to react like a cop would and, you know, dispatch some of these zombies. And then Umbrella turn, like, as he's called it in and say, oh yeah, you know, scene secured, Umbrella turn up and they're like, you know, no, we're taking it from here. Or maybe even they kill the cop. I thought about that. I literally just, you know,
Got a selection of good things
just
on what
completely
you're selling.
eviscerating him.
Is that... Thank you. Is that... Ah. Thank you.
Okay. So we do have a battle coming up.
Buying?
But I don't have... Can't get the red 9 yet. Oh, you got the red 9 by now, but that's not.
What are you selling?
We're going to keep this for now, I think. Yeah. Got no rifle bullets though. Got some good shotgun rounds. Good. We do have a lot of hang bullets. I think it's just before. I think it's just after this Del Largo, El Gigante battle. I think then that's where you go up against. That's where you get the red 9. This was a pretty hardcore reveal.
¡Rápido! ¡Jala! ¡Usa los músculos! ¡Rápido!
Búscalo, búscalo.
¡Por aquí! ¡Rápido! ¡Rápido! ¡Por aquí! ¡Por aquí! ¡Ay! ¡Se vuelve loco! ¡Mierda!
Hey Kim, how are you? Great to have you in the chat. Welcome in. There is no better time than the present. Now this is where the bear trap really pays you dividends. Oh shit. Gotta be careful because he is pretty brutal. Oh shit. Actually, could I use one of these? Oh! Let's not do that again, eh? Bro's got a tree. Yes, that's it. Lovely jubbly. Here we go. The boy. I'm doing great, thanks. I've been playing the RE4 remake and absolutely love it. Love the OG just as much. What's your favourite memory from the original? And do you believe the remake trumps the original? I think this is the same dog from the is it Haunting Ground game? Oh, don't come after me. There's a doggy over there. Oh, wanker. Hey. Can't remember if it's 2 or 3 on the original Resident Evil 4. It might be 3. Oh no, it's 2. Interesting. Always get confused on that. Un forastero. I wonder who unlocks it. I don't believe the dog in Haunting Ground game is a wolf. I'm not sure. I've never actually played it. I wanted to make a scene in an Irish fan film where Raccoon City gets destroyed. I shoot the scene with practical effects just like Christopher Nolan did with Oppenheimer. See, as we learn, the big thing with practical is it's a big expense. And it's got to look convincing, so you have to have really talented people you're working with. I think we did a good job with our hunter, though. Like, I'm very happy with how the hunter turned out. That was the only real big part of CG we used in outside the mansion shot, of course. That was the only real big part of CG we used. And I think it was convincing enough without it looking hokey. Like, that felt like when I watched the final cut of it and I saw the hunter kind of emerge from the shadows, Wesker telling him to, you know, commence the procedure and all that. Great shit. What was truly beautiful about that is the fella that helped us, or that put the CG together, animated the Hunter, had never worked on a film before, and was basic like I'm not speaking out of pocket when I say this, but Lewis really only had experience in like Unreal Engine, and here he is like animating a Hunter for us in a fan film, and it was convincing. It wasn't like hokey and looked terrible. It looked really good. Favorite moment from the OG is the church puzzle. Yeah, oh yeah, I love the church puzzle. Crowds fight is harder in the OG. Oh, do you know what? I've played Resident Evil 4 Remake so limited. I think I've only completed it once all the way through. Because there just isn't like a massive desire for me to... I don't know. I really can't explain it. It's like, there's nothing telling me you need to go play Resident Evil 4 Remake, but the original I could go to every single day of the fucking week, twice on Sundays. I had the same thing of had the same thing with Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village. I've played them once and I don't feel like I've got to go back and play it. I agree, I really enjoyed it and thought it was amazing. Yeah, I mean there's things we could have done better. Ashley.
Take it easy.
Ashley.
No! Get away!
Calm down. Everything's going to be just fine.
Oh, I forgot to install the mod.
I'm under the president's order to rescue you.
What? My father?
That's right. And I have to get you out of here. Now come with me.
Secured. Yeah, I mean, there's things we would, again, as ever, hindsight being 2020, and everyone would do something better the second time round. But with the Keeper's Diary, I think if I had the opportunity to do it again, I would definitely invest more in practical makeup effects. Certainly the last sequence, I wanted it to be a little bit more dramatic rather than so. That was done by design, the ending, because Andrew had a vision where it was very much Jill is a military operative rather than a military operative, so she would logically just pull her gun and shoot him straight in the head, whereas I had a different vision of it being a little bit more slower, a bit dramatic. Maybe Jill struggles with the zombie in the closet a little bit, then she obviously kills it. So, but you know, that was just a difference of direction. Obviously, Andrew's the director. His opinion is final, and I'm still happy with how it come out. But if I had the opportunity to do it again, I'll definitely make that last scene a lot more dramatic. Is Ashley better in the remake? I would say so.
I'll take the girl.
Who are you?
Yeah, I definitely prefer Village in third person for sure.
Sadler, the master of this fine religious community.
What do you want?
To demonstrate to the whole world our astounding power, of course. No longer will the United States think they can police the world forever. So, we kidnap the president's daughter in order to give her our power, and then send her back.
No. Leon, I think they shot something in my neck.
What did you do to her?
We just planted her a little gift. Oh, there's going to be one hell of a party when she returns home to her loving father. But before that, I thought I might bargain with the president for some donation. Believe it or not, it takes quite a lot of money to keep this church up and running.
Faith and money will lead you nowhere, Sadler.
Oh, I believe I forgot to tell you that we gave you the same gift.
When I was unconscious.
Oh, I truly hope you like our small but special contributions. When the eggs hatch, you will become my puppets. Involuntarily, you'll do as I say. I'll have total control over your minds. Don't you think this is a revolutionary way to promulgate one's faith?
Sounds more like an alien invasion if you ask me. You okay?
Leon, what's gonna happen to us?
Don't worry. We got into this mess. We can get out of it.
GG. That is... Wow, we absolutely blitzed through chapter 1. We're on to 2-2 now. A Biohazard cut would be cool, and I've spoken to Andrew about doing my own kind of producer cut of The Keeper's Diary. I just don't have the time, guys. Maybe at some point I will. I think Luke's still got the footage somewhere. But I would really like to recut The Keeper's Diary, because there's a lot of scenes that we didn't end up using. Not scenes, but like camera angles. Maybe in time, but again, I'm not like in a super rush for it. Just because my time's already limited as is. That'll take me a fucking week to edit. Probably.
Welcome. Got some rare. What are you selling?
And some things actually in the Keeper's Diary, like final cut of the film, I wouldn't be able to do better. Like the poker scene is flawlessly shot and flawlessly edited. You cannot get better than that poker scene. It looks glorious. Same as the doctor's office. I think that was as good as that could be. The hunter scene, the absolute cinema. The dog's kennel scenes were pretty good. No complaints with them. Generally, the scenes with Charlie in the room by himself were pretty good. Can't see him being different. Mainly the first scene I'd probably change about, and definitely the last. Charlie getting his real life smoke in the film. Yeah, that was really good. That was. I'm glad people picked up on that we got the original Charlie smoking, like nod, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm glad that everybody picked up on that.
What are you buying? What are you buying?
So we are gonna we're gonna sell the handgun.
Is that all? What are you buying?
A choice of an avid gun collector. It's a nice gun, stranger. Choice of an avid gun collector.
What are you buying? Is that all? Thank you.
We should probably get the stop for it, shouldn't we? Always forget it's got a stop.
Thank you. What are you buying? Come.
Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? Yeah, apparently, snow's pretty bad in the US at the moment.
Anytime.
Epic. And now that I've shot a Resident Evil film, I do feel like I understand Paul W.S. Anderson and Johannes Roberts a little bit. Like, it's really tough to shoot a Resident Evil film, but like, and I've said this quite a few times, but when we shot our film, all we had were, it was crowdfunded, so it was our vision, and other people gave us the money to basically make it happen. Whereas if you're actually shooting a traditional film, you've got producers, studio executives, production companies are all like fighting for control, and everyone's got their own different artistic vision. So I can imagine that would be quite difficult to manage. We didn't have that issue, so I do sympathise, because at the end of the day, studios just want to put out a product that makes the most money. So when they do Resident Evil, they want to make it appeal to a casual audience, because, you know, survival horror is niche. If we like it, no matter if we like it or not, survival horror is niche. Just making that niche product appeal to everyone. So I think Paul W.S. Anderson, for all intents and purposes, did a good job in making Resident Evil appeal to a casual audience. You don't get that anymore. Do you get any snow, Andy? Sometimes. I mean, it was snowing earlier this month, actually. The UK is not designed for snow, though.
Leon, I have some.
Like, it snows so infrequently in the UK, maybe like 2 days a year, max, that the country is just not prepared when it does snow. Like, we don't have snow chains or anything like that. Everyone's car slides all over the place. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Alien vs Predator was PG-13, wasn't it?
Quick, in that cabin.
I could be wrong. It could be R-rated.
Leon! Small world, eh? Well, I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics, too.
Diabolical
Rude.
work.
And I don't believe there's any relevance with my figure and my standing. Who are you?
Oh, excuse me, Your Highness.
Oh,
Perhaps the
this
young
was a
lady
big
might
controversy,
introduce
actually,
herself
because it was
first
removed
before
from the
asking
Quest
someone
version of the
to
game.
Her
That
name's
line.
Ashley Graham, the president's daughter.
Is she?
I've still not seen Monster
Don't
Hunter.
worry. She's cool.
Oh, excuse me.
Never mind. There's supposed to be some kind of obvious symptom. Before
Yeah, I'm
you
an
turn
Arsenal
into
fan,
a
Chris.
boy.
But I don't.
Ashley, upstairs.
I don't keep up with it as much as I probably should.
Okay.
Yeah, the ballistics line. They actually cut it out of the Quest port. It's like the most unnecessary change. It's been super cold here in the UK when I wrapped my little one up for school. It's practically got so many layers on it, it's like Michelin. Yeah, my little one's not that old. We just put her in a big all-in-one coat thing. Looks really cool. So there are tons of goodies here, so I'll make sure I pick all these up. It can get mental in this area, though. That's the point. What about the cabin fight? Does everyone prefer the cabin fight of this one or the remake? I think the remake one's pretty fucking good, to be honest. Oh shit. Yeah, I must admit, I do pop when I say I'm a gooner, but the Americans obviously take it out of context. These are vicious, by the way, these parasites. But to be honest, I understand, Elizabeth. I do, however, think that we are so emotionally connected to Resident Evil because we believe our interpretation of Resident Evil is correct. And because of that, anything that has been produced so far just isn't up to our standard. And I think that's why we feel like that about Paul W.S. Anderson. That's interesting. I've not thought about how, if I'm going to introduce Resident Evil to my daughter when she grows up. That'd be cool. That'd be cool if I did, though. I hope she's interested in games. Oh shit. Oh shit. Gotta heal, gotta heal. Oh no. Let me use the flash. There you go. That'll sort Lewis out as well, because I think he's getting absolutely beasted downstairs. Oh no! Jesus Christ, how much stuff's down here?
Use this.
Oh!
Leon, are you okay?
Oh, good night. Oh, dude, I am getting destroyed in this hallway.
Thanks, Leon. Use this. Leon, are you okay?
Woo! Hey, Tom Parno with a big one. Coming in with a 14 raid. I feel like I'm getting raided in this house right now. You shout, Tom Parno. Let me see you out. That's very kind. Thank you very much, Tom Parno, for the big boy raid. Sending your viewers over. Welcome in, guys. We are playing Resident Evil 4 on the 20th anniversary this month. It's crazy. Let us know your favourite memories of the iconic original Resident Evil 4. We're playing it on the HD Project version of RE4.
So I guess we have no choice but to keep moving.
I forgot something. You guys go on ahead.
That's very kind of you, man. What was you playing? I'm assuming you was playing Resident Evil. Hope that's not too far out of the realms of possibility. I bought RE Death Island a while back when it first came out, and he loved looking at the front corner of the DVD. Bearing in mind, it would have been put in a drawer of all my other DVDs. Man, Death Island's a weird one. I've no opinion on Death Island. Like, I watched it and I was like, okay, I guess we needed an Avengers-style Resident Evil Resident Evil film where everyone comes together and defeats evil, I guess. I don't know. Wasn't really a Resident Evil film to me. It was just weird. What are your guys' thoughts on Death Island? Because I suppose that is the latest film that's out. I didn't think too much of it. I like the location where it was like based in Alcatraz and all that sort of fun stuff.
Welcome. Gotta select. What are you buying? What are you selling? What are you buying?
What are you buying? Tell you what, I'm actually going to buy it. Why not? I'm not driving. Let's have some fun. Resident Evil Degeneration was pretty good because it had some really good lore bits and pieces in there about... it had like a throwback to RE2 as well, which I thought was cool as hell. But yeah, everything since then has been a bit meh.
Thank you. What are you buying? Come back anytime.
I'd love to know everybody else's thoughts on that. I think the animated films are better in terms of being Resident Evil products than the actual live action films. But it's still, it's not quite Resident Evil. To me, Resident Evil is like a B-movie horror, you know? Like, taking notes from The Shining and Twin Peaks, that sort of vibe, you know? Old school horror. George A. Romero type affairs. Now I can't remember if we duck. Oh, we'll just do that. I couldn't remember if it's like a 2-dot thing you have to do. I feel like action is being chosen over suspense. That is actually a perfect articulation of my style of Resident Evil. My style of Resident Evil is horror. It's not... Because Resident Evil is survival horror. It's not... Obviously, this is action horror. But old school Resident Evil, what I believe Resident Evil to be, so Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 3, survival horror. It's horror at its base. That's the, you know, think of it like a pizza, you know? The base is survival. It's survival horror. It's not action. And I think they keep making that mistake because they want it all singing, all dancing action and blockbuster action. It's just not. Resident Evil is not that. I can't believe I've been going all this way and I've only had 6, that's crazy, 6 rifle bullets this entire time. I actually really enjoyed Alien Romulus, by the way. By the way, guys, today we are going to be probably terminating the stream as we get to the castle. So it gives us a nice, like, bookended point to when we start next week. We're not halfway through a chapter. We're, like, in a new location, ready to start a fresh playthrough. So probably got another, you know, 20 minutes or so. Probably quicker, to be fair. Depends how quick I defeat Mendez. Although I might buy the TMP. It was really cool, by the way, Kim. It was really cool to see all of the Resident Evil actors in the same place at the same time. It just felt a bit like Avengers, like that final scene in Avengers where like everyone comes through the portal. It was like, Avengers! You know. All that shit. You can actually take them out from here, which is hilarious. Save some ammo. Yeah, I might. missed him. What? Yeah, I think the director of Alien Romulus do a good Resident Evil film. I also think James Wan would do a good Resident Evil film. Oh, no way. I shot 2 people on 2 different trams. Cable cars, sorry. That's crazy. I've never done that before. Oh. Well, Constantine film will just have the rights forever. These guys are so accurate on these cable cars. Mental. Oh, this is bad because I've not got a lot of ammo. I think you can actually shoot. You can see them through the holes. Kind of weird. But yeah, we've had a really good stream today. We've had real good interactions, not just on like one platform. Everyone's been super active on all the platforms. So I just want to say thank you everybody for being so reactive in the chat. As a content creator in a stream, it's very hard to talk to yourself, and I've done it for many years. It's very hard to like maintain a conversation with yourself. That makes sense. So thank you for providing some much needed commentary as we talk about our favorite game, our favorite games. Excuse me. I can actually see him. Notice that. I can actually see him from here. Can you shoot him from here? You can. Oh, his mate just stood there. Poor fucker. Oh no, he's coming now. He's coming. Oh, he's coming. He's upset that I decapitated his friend. What did you guys think about that Resident Evil series on Netflix? Did you like it? Did you hate it? That was a weird series, man. I mean, it was the showrunner of Supernatural, so we should have expected it, but still, it hit me like a train when I watched it. I was actually on my honeymoon. I've told this story before, but I was on my honeymoon at the time, and I was in the Dominican Republic, and it dropped on Netflix at 3 a.m. And I literally, as my wife was sleeping next to me, my new wife was sleeping next to me.
Where are you going, Leon?
Oh shit, I've left it behind. Yeah, I literally fucking binge watched all the episodes, and then by like 9 a.m, 10 a.m, he was up. It was lovely to drop by. I'm going to drop you a YouTube raid, but my community have work in the morning. I didn't know you could raid on YouTube. That's crazy. That's appreciated though. Thank you. That's what it's all about. I mean, Resident Evil's always been a bit niche, so the more people I get talking about Resident Evil, about our favourite game series, is good.
Welcome.
Is it Supernatural? No, it's Andrew Dabb.
Good things on sale, stranger.
I don't think it was Supernatural, actually. Was it Supernatural? It was Supernatural. Yeah, that's crazy. He literally did Supernatural for fucking 12 years. And then Resident Evil. Proper random. Very, very bizarre. I would like to have seen more of Lance Reddick, though. He was special.
What are you selling? Come.
Okay, so now we can sort the beer stein out. So now I've got all the gems in.
Back any time.
SPM, what is it? Sorry, what is SPN? It probably is, to be fair, Kim. I think maybe that's what YouTube's missing, is that kind of discoverability.
What are you selling?
But, you know, I'm fortunate that I've got quite a few different platforms which I can push to, and gives you the best opportunity. It's not like I'm starting from zero. That can be really tough.
Ah, thank you. Is that?
But still a work in progress. I've still got loads of stuff I want to
What are you buying?
build
What
up
are you
to and
buying?
do. How have I not got a large case yet? I feel like I've got no space in my box. This is absolute
Thank you.
poor fucking inventory management here. Although I'm going to use a lot of gear in a minute when I fight Naughty Boy. Oh, Supernatural. Did I say Supernatural? I did say Supernatural. I swear, I did say Supernatural. Pretty sure. Oh, I see. Right, hang on. Whoa, Supernatural has had fucking 5 showrunners. I thought it just had 1. That is insane. I know Eric Kripke did The Boys, didn't he? Which is really good. Yeah, I actually have the SD Perry novels here. They're literally... They're right here. The only one I'm missing is Resident Evil 0. I need to take time to read them. I might read the Mansion Incident, because... Yeah, I've wanted to... She goes into different areas, which is... I can't explain it. She goes into different
Ashley,
scenarios that
Yeah.
than I probably would if I was writing a novel. So... It's interesting stuff, is what I'm saying. Here we go. Well, funny enough, the script for the Netflix series actually leaked back in 2020 before the series come out. So it was like a full 2 years before it came out. So I read it and I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? What the hell is a zero? Zeros. Here we go. Oh, gosh, she's had a giver.
Hasta luego.
This was a really cool boss battle. It was really difficult back in the day. I remember having so much trouble with this. Here we go. There's tons of good shit in it. Oh, gotta be careful. He's a naughty boy. What? That was quick. That was really quick. I expected a bigger fight than that. Oh, wanker. Oh, I've got 1 healing iron. That's terrible. We've got to rectify that ASAP, Rocky. Oh, shit. Gotta go. I got full heal just in case. Happy with that. Oh! Boy, he's good. Oh no! Our first death, gang. Our first death. F in the chat. We might need to go back and grab a first aid spray, because I didn't feel like we had enough health there. You okay, Mariah? you having trouble there? That was rather boomerific of you. Man, he doesn't like them, does he? Damn. Now that lean attack is terrifying. No, thank you. Does he react to flash? Ah, he does. He does. Can't be long left, surely. Oh, wanker. I reckon that's probably enough to do me in. So, let me go. Where is he? He's there. Excellent. That was a lot better that second time, I must admit. GG's indeed. Let me see the GG's in the chat. Elvis, how are you? RE Veteran is in the chat. Been busy day, just pop by, say hi. Well, I appreciate you, brother. We are actually just about to wrap up. I'm going to get up to the castle, and then that will kind of form a natural conclusion to the stream. And then we've got next Wednesday, we're going to hit the castle hard. I'm hoping we do 3 streams of... well, I'll try and get the majority of Resident Evil 4 done next week, but it's probably going to be a 3-stream job. So it'll be... the first bit's the village, next bit's the castle, and then the final bit is the island. Maybe we'll get some Assignment Ada done. Excuse me, Separate Ways. Although I do find Separate Ways is definitely better in the remake, because it's actually its own thing rather than just a rehash of the campaign.
Are you okay, Leon?
But yeah, allegedly there's a Resident Evil 0 film in development. I'm very interested to see what that looks like. I think that's a great origin story to do. Tons of potential in that storyline. What do you guys think? Do you think that it's time to make a Resident Evil 0 film? How will that work? Is that going to be another rehash of the Resident Evil storyline? Do you know, like with Spider-Man, I remember when they announced that they would be rebooting Spider-Man again for what's his name? Name just ran out of my head. Tom Holland. They were going to be rebooting it with Tom Holland for a third time, and I was like, I don't want to see Uncle Ben die for a third time. Really not feeling it. But unfortunately, I went in a different direction. So do you think that they're going to continue on with the Alice storyline as part of Resident Evil 0? Do you reckon they're going to continue with Johannes Roberts' attempt with Welcome to Raccoon City, and they're going to implement RE0 in that world? Or do you think they're going to create a brand new world with Resident Evil? Daily Power, great to have you in the chat. This always makes me pop, makes me fucking die. Runs over all his mates. Now, I think a well-placed grenade actually takes all of these out. Ah. And they can have the least problematic... Everyone's dead. Excellent. The least problematic run now. Or get a zombie noise in there. Yeah, I don't know what they need to do to make a successful Resident Evil film. Personally, I think lower the budget, lower expectations, and get it to an an independent production company. Get someone who's super passionate about Resident Evil. Give them a $2 million budget and see how they get on.
Yeah.
That way, return on investment is going to be substantially more because it's only a $2 million investment. I'd do that. I'd do that tomorrow.
Ready?
Thank you, RE Veteran. I appreciate you, man. Always appreciate when you make time for us. Thank you. Oh, hello. I think Constantine want it to be successful. They just don't know how to because they don't fundamentally understand Resident Evil and what it represents. Right, I'm going to save it. We are now on chapter 3, which would technically the midpoint of the game. Because there's 6 chapters in Resident Evil 4. So this is the official midpoint of Resident Evil 4. And that is our natural conclusion. Again, huge shout out to everybody who's tuned into the chat. We will be back on Friday with Silent Hill 2 Remake. I'm hoping it's the finale because we're so deep into it. And from talking with people in the chat, we've probably only got about 3 hours left of a first playthrough of Silent Hill 2 Remake. So I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting that finished because I've heard the last part of the game is really good. So, yeah, I hope everybody's enjoyed this introductory anniversary stream that we're going to be doing over the next 3 weeks. Hopefully next week we should be able to punch out the first Biohazard story as well. Sean's been working really, really hard. Sean Carrier 1998 has been working really, really hard on all of the background assets. We've got the music in place. I just want to make a couple of minor alterations to that. The voice acting's all done, and we are ready to push go. So I'm hoping by the 31st of Jan is when I want to launch it, ideally. And that'll go up on my YouTube channel, Biohazard Declassified, of course. But yes, we'll be back on Friday, same sort of time. We try and go a little bit longer on Fridays just because it's the weekend. And I haven't got to get up at fucking 5 a.m. for work. So yeah, make sure you check that out. It's going to be super fun. And yeah, I'm going to... I don't know who's live right now. Let's see who we can raid. Appreciate all your kind words, guys. This game is the best ever. I played it on Wii by a long shot. Man, the Wii version's the fucking GOAT version, bro. I'll be there on Friday. Thank you, Mayor Sammer. Thank you kindly. Again, same sort of time. Who is live? There's a lot of people live. Anybody following? I'm going to send you over to Gem Tonic. Lambda Luke, thank you very much for the follow. Coming in right at the end there. Thank you kindly. I'm going to send you over to Gem Tonic. Not familiar with this creator, but yeah, knock yourself out. Once again, thank you, everybody. Oh, by the way, I'm dropping a video in like 5 minutes on the main YouTube. So I'll post an update on my socials anyway. Make sure you follow me at Biohazard Declassified absolutely everywhere. Love you long time.